The Expanse might be my favourite sci-fi series of all time, but when I talk to my friends about it, I'm surprised by how few of them have actually seen it. The Expanse is an immersive and well-crafted sci-fi show. Whether you're a hardcore sci-fi fan or just someone who loves a good story, I'm sure most of you will love The Expanse too. In this video, I'd like to talk about how the show has earned its spot at the top of my favourite shows. However, I will keep it relatively spoiler-light because I hope that you'll all go ahead and watch the show if you haven't already. One of the first things that really sets The Expanse apart is how each season feels almost like a different genre of show. It's a series that constantly reinvents itself, keeping things fresh and engaging from start to finish. Season 1 kicks things off with a tense kind of noir-style murder mystery as we follow the crew of the Rocinante uncovering a conspiracy that could change the fate of humanity. But as the series progresses, it evolves into so much more than that. We get elements of political thriller, we get a bit of military drama, we even get a little bit of hard-hitting horror. This genre-blending approach means that there's always something new to discover in The Expanse, and it never feels like the story is stagnating or getting repetitive each season. Another reason that The Expanse stands out to me is its grounded approach to technology. Unlike many sci-fi shows that rely on the classic "this is the future" trope to have an excuse for advanced tech, The Expanse builds its tech on real physics and reasoning, which makes the world feel incredibly immersive and real. Because it's a world that you could actually imagine existing in the near future, or not so near future really. From the way ships navigate using real Newtonian physics to the gritty practical technology that characters use on a daily basis, everything feels like it could actually exist in a future not too far from our own. This attention to detail draws you into the universe in a way that more fantastical sci-fi just doesn't really achieve for me. But it's not just the technology that feels real. The Expanse also nails the complexities of the galactic politics in the show. The tensions between Earth, Mars, and the Belt are not just surface level conflicts, they're deeply rooted in history, culture, and survival instincts. The political maneuvering and the power struggles in the show feel eerily reminiscent of the geopolitical dynamics that we see on Earth today. It adds a layer of realism that makes the stakes feel incredibly high and the outcomes of every decision, every alliance, and every betrayal incredibly impactful. And they do this without being too on the nose or cringe with it. Now, speaking of culture, the world building in The Expanse is nothing short of phenomenal. Each faction, Earth, Mars, and the Belt, has its own unique culture shaped by their environment and their history. Earth with its bureaucratic excess and overpopulation issues, and then you've got Mars with its militaristic society and the dream of terraforming Mars, and then you've got the Belt with its rough survivalist mindset and distinct Creole-like language. Each one feels fully fleshed out and incredibly believable. These cultures aren't just window dressing either. They inform every interaction, every conflict, and every character's motivations, adding layers of depth to the story. The main crew of characters are from each of these cultures, and you see that day to day with each of them having very different priorities or approaches to each issue they come across. Character development is another area where The Expanse truly shines. This isn't a show that only focuses on the main protagonist. Every character, from the leads like Holden and Naomi, to side characters like Bobby Draper and Kamina Drummer, get a well-defined arc. In fact, Kamina is one of my favourite characters in the whole show, and she's not even part of the main crew. We see characters grow, change, and sometimes even break in ways that feel authentic and earned. You see the long-lasting effects of the characters' journeys building up on them and changing them. The development is intricately tied to the events of the story, making you care about each and every one of them in a way that's rare in shows with such large casts. And let's talk about the ending, because The Expanse delivers on that front as well. Unlike many shows that struggle to stick the landing, The Expanse wraps up its story in a way that's both conclusive and satisfying. It doesn't leave you hanging or feeling like the journey was for nothing. I was initially sad that they stopped before the actual end of the story from the books, but if you haven't read the books, then the show concludes in a more than satisfactory manner. The stakes increase with each season, building up to a finale that respects everything that came before it. The journey from the first episode to the last is a masterclass in storytelling, much like Game of Thrones, but with a much more satisfying conclusion and final season. In the end, The Expanse is a show that fires on all cylinders. Whether it's the genre-blending storytelling, the grounded technology, the rich world building, or the deep character development. It's a series that at every turn feels real, immersive, and utterly compelling. If you haven't given it a watch yet, now's your time. The full show is out on Amazon Prime, it has a good ending, so there's nothing to be dubious about. And for those who have, let me know in the comments what you loved most about The Expanse. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.